Okay, so I love chapter 15. I think it was really fun. I'm excited to continue doing the H stages. It's a really cool chapter. But
Hmm.
it is time to talk about CN spoilers. It is time to talk about the dumbest fucking thing to ever touch Arknights. And that is Bang Dream
Oh,
characters.
that's gonna be a
Am I
that's
wrong?
gonna be a
I feel like
controversial take, I'm sure.
what is dumber though? Can you tell me what's dumber? Rainbow Six is weirdly more fitting than this shit. I'm sure people would
That
be
is
like,
true.
I'm sure
Yeah.
people would be like, oh, but Sora, oh, but Heidi, we have bards. It's like, I think this is they're more than just bards, and they're just real people. All right, we'll get into it. Okay, the thing is that I don't know how you're supposed to tell them apart because they're not like they all just look the same to me. Like they're just girls. They're just different colors. Like how am I? It's like, oh yeah, the green one. Who is that? And they obviously and because they're just anime characters, I just have to have memorized their Japanese names, which, totally easy to remember. Like I'm not going to know who any of them are in like a month. I'm going to refer to them as the anime Earthshaker, the anime Ambusher. They, there's nothing that gives you like any difference in their appearance. I guess if I watched the show, I watched Bang Dream. I think the original Bang Dream series. It's just a generic idol anime, which is probably gonna upset people. And then I watched like the second season of that series, and then it got weird and it made no sense. There's like 50 bands and you have to know all of. There's like 40 characters. You just gotta know them all and be invested in all of them. I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I'm not doing this. But I do just find
I
like
haven't I haven't watched the show, so I'll take your word for it.
I watched it like 5 years ago. Like I don't remember anything from it. But it just the concept of Bang Dream in Arknights is so random. Cause it is just idol anime, high school girls idol anime, and Arknights. It's like what the fuck? But all right, let's get into. I'm sure I'm pissing people off, and people are writing very long comments about how actually, it's very fitting to there's actually an exception because Sora. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. This looks silly. This looks silly. Okay, first we're gonna talk about Waka Mutsumi. She's the doll keeper. You may want to pull her up because I
Yeah, because um I haven't looked at really any showcases on these characters, unlike how I have in previous Crushcast. So I genuinely have no idea, really what their kits are like, other than like, seeing the inevitable thumbnails of
what
people
does
wanting to show them off. But
what does fever mean? Okay, we're in for a treat. Okay. All right. I'm sure there is a lore reason why she's a doll keeper. I'm sure she probably has like two separate personalities. One's the cute shy one and one's the very outgoing popular one that she transforms into a different person while she's on stage. Guarantee you that's what it is. All right. So she's a doll keeper, which means she's one of the coolest subclasses in the game. So let's see how that works. Because, okay, I will specify. I will say this first. I am perfectly fine with collab characters being creative with the subclass. I think the R6 operators are some of the coolest designed operators in the game, and I am perfectly fine with them going against their subclass if it means they're doing something cool and interesting and flavorful with them. I'm fine with that. It's when it's in game that
yeah,
it's when it's in universe that I'm a little more critical of it. So let's see. Okay, Mutsumi. Okay, this is her first talent. Another her. This is who she turns into when she's on stage. Mutsumi and her substitute will convert 30% of arts or physical damage taken into necrosis damage, equal to half the value. Okay, substitute doesn't attack, and defense plus 24%. Okay. You know what? Defensive doll keeper. I love defensive doll keepers. Bana, Vernon, awesome. You know. I was literally thinking on
yeah.
stream that, like, we only have 4 doll keepers. 2 of them are defensive and 2 of them are offensive. Like, the idea of a defensive doll keeper isn't even that, like, rare compared to, like, a defensive pioneer. So I'm happy that now a majority of the doll keepers are defensive. This is cool. Yeah, dude, converts damage taken into necrosis damage. That is kind of interesting. And her substitute gains defense. Yeah. Which, the thing, like, her substitute gaining defense is actually a role we don't really have in defensive doll keepers because, Bena just reduces has just general damage reduction with Annie. Verdant just has a bunch of res, and so having a bunch of defense, that's cool. I've read the talent and I'm excited. Defensive doll keeper with extra defense. Holy fuck, let's go. And then she also has damage reduction, but turns into necrosis damage, which is interesting because when she will switch back to her normal form, she shouldn't have the necrosis anymore. So I think that's interesting. Oh, it's her and her substitute.
The other thing what I think is very interesting too is I'm sorry. I just got excited again.
It's
Go ahead.
Her and her substitute. So this like encourages you to use a wandering medic on her, because then it's just 30% arts and physical damage reduction, and that's passive, and then that's on top of the but it's not a strict upside because it requires you to like bring a specific synergy in with you. Like, she's not technically strictly better than Verdant or Bena because she requires a bit of assistance. She requires that you use a medic on her, but when you do use a medic on her, she's kind of better. So oh my god. Holy fuck. I read one talent cool. And I'm really excited. Holy fuck. And she doesn't attack, which is a downside. That's a downside. Oh my gosh. This is her shy form. That's what it is. This is her shy form. This is when she gets all shy. And then her other form is when she's on stage. Okay. All right. Well,
what I was going to mention was what is really interesting about her is her trust value. Plus 80%, plus 80 defense, like that's higher than a lot of defenders. And
oh wow, no, yeah, you're right. She goes up to and so defense.
Yeah, and I was looking at it through my Elite Zero Level 1 perspective, and having a doll keeper with almost 200 defense there is some potential there, especially since she actually gets her talent at Elite Zero, and it gives her substitute an extra 5% defense, and she gets the damage reduction.
Yeah, the damage reduction
from the necrosis damage.
Oh wow!
So, this might be the defensive vanguard I've been kind of waiting for. I mean, because the other doll keepers, they have like 130 defense. And so if you don't have their talents that help support their survivability for that level, if there is a lot of range damage, that becomes a problem. So this is very interesting.
Yeah, I really like it. However, we
I do too.
We didn't mention the main criticism I think a lot of people have the Ave Mujica members, and that's that they're Abyssal Hunters 2.0. If an Ave Mujica member attacks, there is a 20% chance to shorten the duration of the substitute by 1 second. Holy fuck, that is really strong. Because substitutes are out for 20 seconds.
Yeah, especially...
So I'm sure one of them has a somewhat fast attack. So, okay, that's going to be pretty good. Especially if you have all 5 of them out.
Well, we'll get to it in a bit.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna judge them based off... We're going to judge them on their own. Because that's what I care about. Because we can get into stupid parasitic design later. I want to make a video about this, but we'll get into that later. Okay, her second talent. Fever +3 when receiving damage or elemental injury. Awesome. God, awesome. That's my favorite. What's your opinion on the fever mechanic, Loey? Because I think it's amazing. Sure, we're gonna figure out what that is. And then when deployed, all Avika Mujica members have 10% more HP because fuck you. Wait. This isn't an Elite 2 talent. She just gets this. Wait.
Oh, what do you mean?
She just has 2 talents. This isn't an Elite 2. Wait, she's a 5-star with 2 talents.
Oh yeah, you're right. Guess I don't really think about that. Wow.
Wait, and both of her talents are unlocked at Elite 0.
E0 stonks, let's go.
Fever +1 when receiving
Finally getting
damage or
talents
elemental
after
injury.
5 years.
This is crazy. Yeah, that's so weird. Again, I'm more fine with it because it's a collab, but that is weird. Okay, S1, Multitude of Beasts. That's probably a song name, because what the fuck does that even mean? It's either a really niche reference or it's block count +2. Wait, no, I love this skill. Defense plus 120%, block count +2, more likely to be attacked when deployed. When switching to substitute during skills duration, substitute will retain the effect before swapping back to the original.
Do you know what that means?
Holy fuck, this is so much fun. They made a...
Do you know what that means?
The doll has block. The doll has block.
That is true, but
she's Mjolnir. She's fucking Mjolnir. Poor Verdant. Well, Verdant still has a shit ton of Verdant still has over 3k HP and like a bajillion res, so she doesn't power creep him. But that's a shit ton of defense. Holy fuck.
But do you know what the block count means?
No.
That she is an operator with 4 blocks.
Wait, she aggroes the cannon. She's a doll keeper that aggroes the fucking cannon.
Oh, that is true.
That wasn't what you're getting at? That was the first thing I thought of.
Well, I was thinking about this more. I was like, wait a minute, I have a 4 block for Elite 0?
Oh, that's just you.
What in the world?
Okay. Yeah. Wow, yeah, just a not protector Y. What? Okay, wait, why is this operator peak? Wait, why is this operator actually peak? They made such a well-designed defense, and it's this like fucking anime bassist, this anime girl bassist. What the fuck?
This is what you get for criticizing them.
God damn it! Hypergriff releases actual peak, and it's like fucking anime girl. Like, I want anime woman, not anime girl. What is this shit? All right, look at her S2. Attack range expands. Attack interval slightly shortened. Okay. Attacks become triple strikes. What? Wait, what? What? Attacks become triple strikes, each dealing 120% attack. Holy fuck. Attacks targets randomly within range and receives 20 arts damage every time an enemy is attacked. Okay, this is weird.
So it's kind of like Verdant S2 then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the classic doll keeper. I attack a bunch. I get really strong offensively, but I harm myself. That's like the classic doll keeper thing. I guess because she doesn't have res, she shouldn't have res. Yeah, that the arts damage would matter a bit more because it is triple strike, so that's technically 60 arts damage per cycle. It reduces her attack interval by 0.3 seconds. What is even the point of like that tiny of an attack interval reduction? Maybe Hypergriff was just lazy. Maybe Hypergriff was lazy and they didn't match the animation correctly, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we don't want to redo the animation. We'll just increase the attack interval." Attacks cannot hit airborne enemies. Duh. Okay.
There's actually 2 parts of the. You only get the attack interval. You only get the attack interval reduction at skill level 7 and above.
Oh, you're right.
And then
oh yeah, you're right. So my funny joke is
also. Yeah, so going from 1.25 seconds down to 0.95 seconds, like that's a pretty hefty attack
that is.
boost,
I agree.
actually.
I agree. Okay, I was making a funny joke and I
The,
was
the,
immediately debunked. That's horrible. Which weirdly, in a weird
the
way, that makes her technically harm herself more because she's going to attack faster, which means she's going to do more damage to herself. But obviously, that's still strict upside because she's doing more damage. But this is, I don't know. This is just the classic. Obviously, when I see triple strike, I think, oh, I'm going to Heidi buff you. I'm going to Sora buff you. That's going to be really funny. That's going to be fun. And then her S1 looks so much fun, though. I think if I get her, which I probably might, I think her S1's going to be my main skill. But her S2 does seem pretty fun. It's also one of those skills where you only get an attack buff at mastery, which is a... Which I understand why, because it's a, triple strikes, that's a lot. But it's a huge increase on the masteries. Like, going from 90% attack to 120%, that's a 30% attack boost on triple strikes. That's like 90% more damage. That's a shit ton.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is that since she doesn't get super high attack, I mean, like 800, with max stats, like that isn't super high. So she's one of those operators that kind of struggles against like moderate defense without a buffer. But with a buffer, she really goes off, which I actually really love operators like that.
No, I do. Like
it's why
your Cruise-esque operators are always really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like Vigil really cool. S2 with the Sculptor buff is hilarious.
just like any XUCI kind of operator is just always really fun to work with because you can do so much like fun, stupid shit with them.
Big thumbs up from me too.
Waka Mutsumi. All right, big thumbs up. This operator actually seems really fun. Good. Okay, I feel bad now for making fun of her. It's okay. The other ones I can make fun of. The other ones are gonna be crap, right? Right. This one's the exception.
Maybe, I don't know.
Again, it does suck that like you have this big aesthetic like kind of change, but I guess I can't complain because it's all full of anime girls anyways. I guess my complaint is that she doesn't have animal ears. There, take that, commenters. All right, Yahata Umiri. I am not gonna remember this shit. She's an ambusher. Why is she an ambush? Okay, that's another thing. It's like, okay, Wakaba, she's a doll keeper. I made the joke of like, oh, she has a split personality, but that probably might be it. It's like, why is she, who is this woman? Why is she an ambusher? She just looks like a girl. It's just so random. It's like, all right. I see. Okay. So, she is an ambusher. What? She's an ambusher. Her first talent, summoned to attend. Enemies hit have a 21% chance to be slowed for 3 seconds. During skill duration, attack range expands to like a Elite 1 artilleryman range.
That's
not even that. That's not even that.
Gets an extra...
No, that is that. Yes, that is
gets an extra row of tiles.
No, I made that up. Never mind. I'm wrong. Yes, they get next. It's not artillerymen. Artillerymen are different. Yeah, that's that's a cool expansion. Is that interesting? Not really, but we'll see how it goes. When inflicting slow or fear. Okay, there's a bit of wait. We don't know what fever is. Wait, we didn't get an answer as to what fever is.
Fever exists. That's okay, what it is.
I hope to God. I hope to God that isn't a stage mechanic. If that is, holy shit, is my video that I plan to make on them going to be interesting.
I think it has to do with the 6-star.
Oh, if it does, that's even more cringe. Oh no, these guys. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with the 6-star.
Whatever fever is going to be stupid. Okay. I do not fear being afraid. When inflicting slower fear, increase fever by 2. God damn it. While present, Ave Mujica members deal 15% increased damage to enemies affected. Okay, the second talent doesn't even exist. The fever thing doesn't matter. And then the Ave Mujica things, that's stupid. Okay, she doesn't have a second talent. She only has a first talent. Okay.
Well,
She
she
has a
deals
chance
more
to
damage
slow.
to the enemies that she
Oh yeah,
slows.
I guess she does. Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
she herself benefits, yeah.
Okay, she's like Gray in that sense. So Gray, you have to spend module blocks to give this to Gray, and now she just gets it for free. What does this world come to? But yeah, it seems like the first. No, I can't even say that. I was gonna say like the first talent is more on their own, and the second one's more synergistic, but that's not true with Wakaba. So, all right, okay. So far she is an ambusher, which crowd controls. I say with surprise. Attacks become quintuple strikes. Okay. With each hit dealing 70% of attack as arts damage to ground enemies within attack range. So Kirara S2, but without the healing. Can store 2 charge. Oh, this is a crit. Okay, I like...
Yeah, but it's manual usage.
Oh. When any Avika Mujica members activates their skill, this skill can be activated without expending its charges. Oh, okay. So this is Kirara's S2, but on a crit skill and with no healing. And I guess when you buy the whole pack, when you get the Abyssal Hunters, you don't get punished for. I guess it's not really. I mean, it's only when they activate their skill. I guess when you activate their skill, maybe she gets like a special little icon that just lets you click the button without spending charges. But I assume it requires that you have to have a charge to begin with to do that. So that's kind of interesting. Like you can hold back the charges to save up for a free charge. You know, it encourages you to activate the skills in conjunction, but at the same time, it's just complete upside. So I don't know. It's just cringe parasitic design. Very lame. But yeah, she's not.
Well, what?
Because the idea is it's quintuple strikes. So her first talent is basically always gonna trigger. Because that's a 21% chance. It's not always, but it's it's gonna be like I don't know the math exactly, but it's gonna be high. But what do you think? Like this is a kind of nothing burger.
Well, what I was thinking was that for Elite Zero Level 1, the attack multiplier is surprisingly high. Like you don't gain super. Like sure you hit 5 times, but like the actual number itself doesn't increase by a huge amount. So the fact that like Elites are level 1, like 5 hits of say 200 arts damage in an AoE like that is surprisingly very good for Elite 0 skill level 1 skill. So I like the idea. Yeah.
I find it funny.
And of course
this is just a crit skill with a duration. I just find that funny. So I guess it's technically not a crit skill. It's technically an uptime skill, and I don't think we're allowed to criticize that, are we? what a cool uptime skill.
It's like you said. Of course, they have, like the thing of, hey, if you use the other collab operators, you gain this extra bonus, which to me is fine, but.
I'd have a lot to say about that. All right, next we have No Place to Stay. Inflicts fear to enemies with attack range for 1.5 seconds. During the skill duration, deals 100% attack as arts damage to enemies in attack range every 1 second. Literally Kirara's S2. And increasing the slow... They made Kirara, except just less interesting. They made Kirara... but just made her like every other ambusher. What does her module do?
She has what Kirara's module should have been, basically.
Wait, trait deals damage to all enemies within range. 65. Oh, she has the Y module. Okay. I read deals damage to all enemies within range. I'm like, what? Yeah, they already do that. What? Yeah, she has ambusher Y. Yes, she is she's Kirara, but a crowd control operator, and that's kind of it. And more
yeah, she sacrifices the healing for crowd control, basically.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I was just saying, like with the module trait difference, the dodge chance is what Kirara should have gotten,
No,
but
yeah, I
because
agree.
the X mod came out before the Y mod existed,
Yeah.
she got a module that is counterproductive to what her role
Well,
is.
it's not necessarily
I
counterproductive.
mean, sure,
I think in my Kirara video I said like, oh, it keeps
but
enemies
like
in
it.
range so they continue to attack her, but it's like that barely matters. Like in the Utopia,
Well,
Hypergriff
what
will
I mean,
change Hypergriff
it
or change Kirara's module. But no, yeah,
it
yeah.
would have made more sense with her kit. Is what I meant. Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. Because I said in my Kirara video, like, oh, they gave her the X module for whatever fucking reason and not her Y module. And then everyone in the comments is like, yeah, because the Y module didn't exist when she came out, dumbass. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. But no, yeah, it's just a weird thing with modules that, like, in a perfect world, Hypergriff would be like, hey, Kirara has the wrong module, just objectively. Let's fix that. But no, we're not allowed
Yeah.
to ask Hypergriff to change operators because that means that people, because that loses consumer confidence. Imagine you buy an operator that you don't own and instead you really just kind of own a license to use it and it gets changed. Then you don't want to buy it anymore, do you? Because it might get changed even though it won't. Just buff operators. It's okay to buff operators. Just don't nerf operators. It's fine. Except except don't listen to the majority of the community when it comes to buffing operators. Only listen to me. Because that's also the funny thing of, like, if we allow for operator buffs, everyone in the community is going to be like, oh, this operator is slightly weak. We need to buff them. They need a buff. They're useless without the buff. And it's like, okay, this is going to make discussion in the community, like, terrible. So, okay, I'm fine with it as it currently is. But, no, just change Kirara's module, please. Please.
A dusk buff when, man. Even though that
the thing is
able to do what she's meant to do.
The thing is that I know that Hypergriff is smart enough to not listen to them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel Hypergriff is smart enough to be like, you know, they'll be like, oh, make Lumen heal 500 times on his S3, and they'll be like, no, that's stupid, because they understand how to design games. And they're just like, we give you the sloperators, we gave you the overpowered stuff. Leave us alone. We will balance change Frostleaf to do cold a lot more than she currently does, and literally everyone will be happy. Okay, listen to me. I am. This is truth. What did I click on? I clicked on fear. Okay. No. Okay. So, what's your opinion on Yahata Umiri, the bassist, or they're both bassists. I don't know what a bass is. The guitarist. I don't
know. I think her S1 is definitely the more interesting to me personally, but like you said, like having a Kirara that is more focused on crowd control, I don't think there's really anything wrong with that, but compared to the Doll Keeper we just looked at, it's a lot less interesting.
Yeah, it's not,
I will say that.
She doesn't bring anything unique to the table. It's just like, what if Ethan and Kirara together? And it's like, okay, like, this isn't something that's like, because having a defensive, like a defense-based defensive Doll Keeper is really cool with, like, a cool necrosis mechanic, and like that she gets taunt. A Doll Keeper with taunt is awesome. I love that. That's something we actually that's something new, something we kind of need. There is nothing that Yahata, like, provides that's new. Like, I agree, she is a perfectly serviceable operator. It's just like, okay. Cool. There's just nothing about her that I'm excited about, I guess. It's just more like, if I get her, I wouldn't complain, but I'm not really, like, excited to build her, you know what I mean? She's perfectly serviceable.
Yeah.
I just don't really care.
And one thing before we move to the next operator that I do want to complain about is if you look at her talent and the module bonus, her chance to slow goes from 21% to 30% with the module. And to me,
that is
I really don't like modules.
It's like a 50% increase.
Yeah, I really don't like modules that make you feel like you're forced to get the module just to make like an RNG chance consistent.
No, I agree. I
Uh,
agree. That's a
if it's
yeah.
i- if it's a I do want to emphasize if it's a launch operator module, if it's a module that was made after their release that increases their RNG chance to make it more consistent, that is perfectly fine. But when you have a launch module that comes out the same time as the operator, and it's like, hey, cough up the 6 module blocks to make her slow that much more consistent, I think it's an annoying design
No,
to me
yeah.
personally.
I think that was something I talked about in my module video. It is just
Yeah.
release modules are just objectively the stupidest thing ever because Hypergriff designs the operator with the idea that you already have the module maxed out in mind. And it just leads to these kinds of like RNG talents that just suck. It's just terrible. It's like just stop releasing operators with modules. Just stop it. But I also noticed her stat increase is quite a lot. But that's fine. That's fine. I also something also funny is that her clear mission is that you need to beat BB7, so Babel 7, and you need to have her kill one of the rogue mercenary base. so she does like
Wow.
so I guess they have like a solo battle and then she must defeat them. And I kind of love that. I think that's hilarious. Because her having actually that does like she does counter them because she has fear with her S2. Actually, her inflicting fear is something that is interesting. I just wish that was more of a because fear is not a mechanic that is given to non-6 stars. Except what's his name? Except the best dreadnought in the entire fucking game. God damn it, what's his name?
Oh yeah.
Laos.
Laios?
Yeah, however you say
Laios,
his
yeah.
name. Yeah, no, he has fear because he deserves it. But no, like having access to a fear because I think does why can't I remember anyone's name? What's her name? Does she inflict fear? The Sarkaz woman. What's her name?
Who do you mean?
Sarkaz woman ambusher. Why can't I remember her name?
No, she doesn't. No.
Okay, she doesn't.
Ascalon doesn't
Ascalon,
do
yes.
fear.
Okay, I don't know why I couldn't. Okay, so her having fear, I do think is quite interesting for an ambusher. That's cool. Everything else, I wish she was more designed around fear rather than slow, because it's like slow on an ambusher. Wow, haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Wow, an ambusher that slows enemies, crazy. Okay, so I mean, I guess it is the status effect slow rather than just decreased movement speed, but it's like
Yeah.
we got Manticore. So I guess the thumbs to the side for Yahata. I'm not really like jumping for joy for her. I'm not as excited for her as I am with Wakaba.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Utenji Yamu. She's the pink-haired one, and she does the drums. Okay, wait, what is she? She the Earth Shaker. Yes.
Yeah, the Earthshaker.
Yep, one of the cooler subclasses we got in recent years, and here's the evidence that it's not just a one-and-done subclass. All right. Can attack,
But it's for a collab, though.
can attack continuously. When attacking enemies, there's a 10% chance to inflict fragile for 2 seconds. 8% fragile. Cool. Can attack continuously. What? Attack continuously is a state where the operator will attack regardless on whether or not the enemy is in attack range. Okay. That's
Yes, finally.
Okay, that's interesting. What?
Like,
guess-
imagine.
I guess this is one of those cases where we need
Imagine-
we need an example, because where does she attack? Does she just like
She
attack
just
the tile in
attacks
front
the
of her?
tile in that she's faced. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Like, imagine if Pepe skill 3 continuously attacked, so you would get the AoE range
Yeah,
right
that's,
away.
That's
But-
interesting.
but
That's
yeah.
interesting. And then her second talent is completely parasitic and stupid and doesn't exist. Okay. All right, what does her S1 do? Attacks become triple strikes. With the first hit increasing its attack to 160% and its splash range expanded. The attack of the last 2 hits becomes 20%. What? The attack of the last 2 hits becomes 20%.
Okay, attacks.
Okay, that's
okay.
tiny.
It means the first hit is 130, and then then she does 2 extra hits afterward that do 20%.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it's the first hit increasing its attack to 160, and then the last 2 are 20. That is teeny tiny. Okay. Well, that kind of takes the gusto out of the triple strikes, but to be fair, Earthshakers have a shit ton of attack, so that's at least warranted.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 hits just kind of clean up enemies. And yeah, if there are no enemies present,
Hypergriff is Hypergriff is giving us the anti-Saltfin operator right here.
True. Yeah, if there's no enemies present, she'll just attack a random tile. Okay. Attack range expands. Attacks become octuple strikes. So I get the theme.
Yes.
I get the theme of all the operators attacking super fast because of music and stuff. But the first and 5th hits. Okay, I remember someone talking about this in I think Tobo's server. They're like, "Oh, she accents the 1st and 5th hits because those are like the first parts of a measure because she's playing the drums. So she's keeping time." That's cool. That's cool flavor. Cool. Crazy how that is very flavorful. Awesome. That's amazing. I'm in love with that. My face is very straight right now. And have an increased splash range. The attack of the remaining hits becomes 10%.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. All right. Okay. So there is a 10% chance to inflict fragile. So yeah, these attacks do fucking jack shit, but they increase the chance of hitting fragile. Wow. What a weird operator. Okay, what's her... Can attack continuously when attacking enemies. There is a 15% chance to inflict 12% fragile. Wow, that is a huge
And
increase.
it lasts for 3 seconds.
What a gigantic increase in the module. Holy fuck. It affects both the chance and the... Jesus. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really like I said before, I don't like...
I agree.
I don't like launch modules that make you feel obligated to get them because they drastically increase the RNG chance.
Oh,
or like they drastically improve the talent. So they're like, hey, cough up the module blocks or your operator's gonna feel like they are lacking.
Okay, when you want to know what her module mission is? She needs to defeat 2 remnant orchestra drummers. Okay, what sucks? Okay, Wakaba, the objectively coolest designed operator, doesn't have one of these missions. Okay, so Yahata is she's the bassist because she has to kill bassists. So Wakaba just plays the guitar, and I guess we have no enemies that play the guitar. That's so sad. She doesn't get a cool module mission. You just don't include any other specialists. Main theme 13.6. Does that have... That doesn't... there is no... Oh, it's because the stage is called We? Is that why? Is it because the stage is called We, and it's like the 2 of her? Is that why? Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I had no clue. Or it could just be that is a stage where she excels, which... Fair. Okay,
it might be. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah, Utenji.
So shall we get to the 6-star?
Are we gonna... No, there's another 5-star we haven't talked about.
Oh, there is. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on Utenji? Because I have none.
I think she's interesting, but I can't help but feel like because the small hits do so little damage or have such little attack scaling, I feel like you're almost better off using Ada, from Babel. Like, is it
Maybe.
just me?
Okay, there is. I
Like,
think
yeah.
it depends, because okay, so Earthshakers have over 1,000 attack. Like, if you have them built, they have over 1,000 attack. And so the
Yeah.
10%, that's like, okay, so if we do the math, that's like a few hundred extra damage, but that's 100 instance damage. That's getting damage thresholded. Like, unless the enemy literally has 0
Yeah.
defense. Like, that's always going to get thresholded. So it's like,
Right.
the main reason for the extra hits is for the fragile, obviously. But it's not that, like, insane of a fragile. Like, it's like,
I suppose. Yeah.
but you also have the synergies with the other Ave Mujica operators.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because
Yeah.
Wakaba, whenever an Avika Mujica member attacks, there's a 20% chance to shorten the duration. And Utenji, she attacks 8 times with her S2. So it's like Wakaba
That
is
is
just
true, yeah.
instantly going to be back. And, because she doesn't need an enemy in range to attack. That's kind of the whole dealio with it. And so I assume that she's probably going to have like a ton of synergy with the 6-star, because outside of the innate synergy, it's just like, I mean, you could do funny buff stuff, but it does kind of suck when it's just like, oh, attacks become octuple strikes, but 6 of them just don't do any damage. Like, it really just kind of takes the gusto out of it. Just like, okay, like if you just look at her S1, if you look at her S1 and you ignore the extra hits, she just attacks with a bonus. She does 60% more damage with an expanded splash range. It's like, yeah, I would rather have Ada's S1. Like, with her S2, I would what is her, like, it's purely for her talent for adding the fragile. And so, like, I guess, I don't know. I just wish there was something else to her. Like, maybe there was either make the maybe not a fragile, maybe a stun. And so it's a bit more interesting. It's like, oh, there's a 10% chance for her to stun for like 2 seconds. And so it kind of adds a bit more oomph to having these extra attacks that don't do a lot of damage, but have like some crowd control stuff. And it's like, you kind of get that with the fragile, but it's like 15% fragile isn't, or no, it's 12% fragile at most. And it's like, okay, I kind of would rather use a hexer at that point. Like, I get the idea. It's interesting, but to me, because is she the welfare?
Yeah, she's one of them.
Oh, she's
There's actually two.
Two. Okay, wait.
I think
it's Yahata.
I think the bard is the other welfare.
Wait, no. Morpheus is Riddle. I think it's Yahata, the basis we were just talking about, and Utenji, because they both have 39 sites. Yeah, I think this is the Morpheus is Riddle. I think that's the store. So I think
yeah,
I think her and
Yahata,
which are the 2 least interesting operators, are the welfares. So I think the reason why she's so the way that she is because of the synergies, and not to make her a standalone operator, which I really don't like. All right, next up we have Misumi Yuka. Also, I love how they all have outfits. Oh my god. Oh, this is such a good reason to drop thousands of dollars on this game I've never played before, because they have my anime girl. All right. All right, what is she? She's a bard. They all should be.
Bard. Yeah.
They all should be. But whatever. I assume she's the singer. No, she's not. She has a guitar. The 6-star is the singer. Of course. She's the main character, probably. She's the most popular one. Now, she's got a guitar. Got guitars. Where's the men? Where's the male characters? Huh? Why don't you tell me that? Where's the male idols? Is there such thing as a male idol anime? There's gonna be someone in the comments just like, yeah, there are such things as male idol animes, and I there's this one that's like really niche and I really love it. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, when skill is not active, heals an ally with the lowest amount of HP within attack range for 35% of attack every 4 seconds. When skill is active, prioritizing healing Togawa
which is the 6-star.
Yeah, that's the 6-star. That's the 6-star. Yep. And then grants fever +5 when healing an Ave Mujica operator. If an Ave Mujica I don't care. When an Ave Mujica member attacks an enemy within own attack range, they will deal an additional art That's why. That's why. That's why Utenji just does like no damage, because you're supposed to do arts damage with Mutsumi. It's because of design. Oh my god. Okay, I think afterwards I'm gonna have to talk about why this is really fucking dumb, but this is really fucking dumb. So all of this doesn't matter, because we shouldn't be evaluating an operator based off of its ability to be a designed synergy with a bunch of other operators. When skill is not active, heals an ally with the lowest amount of HP within range for... Okay. A healing-based bard. I don't really think we have a bard that is specifically about healing. We have skills that increase healing, but I don't really think we have a bard that's focused on healing. You know what I mean? Like Sora, she has a healing skill, but it's not like... And I think Spectre does. I think... No, she doesn't. Spectre's a doll keeper. What the fuck am I talking about? I mean, Skady.
You mean Sculptor? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I for some reason I thought about Spectre's S1 and how it swaps HP, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's a bard. They're both fish. They're both fish that do AOE arts damage. How did I confuse that? Okay. Oh yeah, I think Skady
Spectre Alter, the best healer. Let's go.
Yeah, no, Skady Alter S1. That's a
best
skill.
Healer.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, my yearning. All right, attack range expands to... Doesn't show me. Thanks, Wiki.
It's
attack
probably...
range expands. I would assume it's like mint S1 range. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. All friendly units within attack range gain inspiration to 55% of her attack and defense. When a friendly operator gets attack, Ukika will heal them for 100 HP. Holy shit. They saw Opiatus' talent. They're like, you know what? We're giving this to fucking Record Keeper. We're going to design a bard that does this. We're going to get 2 more other operators that just have Opiatus' fucking talent. At that point, why not just give them defense?
You know what this skill 1 means also, Bloop?
We're giving Crusher's defense. Gonna give Crusher's defense.
Do you know what the... You know what the skill 1 means?
You get a fixed 100 defense in an E0 level 1.
You mean 50?
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right.
Or...
50, you get 50 defense. Okay. Yeah, you get 50 defense. How impactful is that?
We get inspiration of attack and defense at Elite 0. That unironically
really?
that's
is not a thing?
That is extremely rare. Only Heidi improves attack.
Yeah, and, Heidi's S1 her S1 only improves attack. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
I think Misumi is the only one who does defense as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just can't. You always say, like, you know what this means? I guess, and I'm never right. I'm like, oh, wait, you get, like, 50 fixed defense? Is that really good? And it's like, no. No, you're wrong. This is the first defense inspiration.
Well, the extra 50 HP, that is actually pretty huge because...
Yeah.
Depending on attack thresholds, like if an enemy deals... Like, let's just say 600 attack, okay? My best defender with her skill up has 400 defense. This means she has 450. That effectively reduces her damage that she takes by 25%, if you think about it like that.
Yeah.
And then if you include the inspiration buff, which is an extra 20 defense, which is, of course, not a lot, but any source of damage reduction is huge for Elite 0 level 1 if I need to tank something like within the 600 attack range. So her giving her everyone 70 defense basically, and then 20% of her attack. What is that? It's like 40 attack. So that is very good with mech casters because my mech casters only have 200 attack. even the 6 stars. So giving an extra 40 attack to them is actually pretty huge. So I'm pretty excited about this one.
That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad, bro. I'm happy for you.
Outside of Elite Zero level 1, she's like Sculptor S2, but with a duration instead of it being unlimited.
Oh no, it's balanced.
So
no, I can't say that. It takes fucking forever for Sculptor's S2 to go off. She's doing nothing the entire time.
So
but yeah, it's fine. I'm not offended. But you know, yeah, you're right. It's like attack and defense. It's like, yeah, that's not really a super common thing without 6 stars. So yeah, cool. That's a thumbs up for me. That's incredibly generic, but I'm not even mad. All right. Okay, my tragedy. When skill is activated, my Tragodia. When skill is activated, disables trait. Okay, she no longer heals. And deals arts damage. And deals arts damage equal to 100%. God damn it. you know, I'm like, oh yeah, Skady alters S3. That's the way it is because we're not allowed to have operators just not do damage. This is a 5-star.
Yeah.
What?
And she gets 100% attack inspiration too.
Well, she gives, yeah, that's a lot. Why does she do damage? While healing a friendly operator for 25% of attack every 0.3 seconds. Wait, that's a shit. Wait, that's a lot. It's only one operator, though. Okay, it's only one operator, so I guess not that much of a healing buff, but damn. But what the fuck? Why did she do damage?
New Crusher medic incoming.
Oh, what the fuck is this shit? Things just aren't allowed to not do damage. I mean, I make that joke, but like, okay, this is weird. Why? Like, it's probably for like the animation probably looks cool. She probably just starts fucking shredding, going on some insane solo, and she like her fucking she's shredding so hard it shreds the fucking eyes off of their enemies. Like I hope these guys aren't. It's not. You know what? If someone in the comments tell me, do these guys play like insanely like hard like heavy metal, or are they just like a cringe like K-pop band? Because if they are like the most insane heavy metal band like to exist, I will watch the anime, and I will literally wail for every single one of them. But yeah, no,
you said you already watched it though.
No, I watched. No, not this. No, Bang Dream. There's like a bajillion different Bang Dreams. It's like the same thing, but there's like,
I see.
I watched like I think the original series. It's like Pokemon. There's like a bajillion of them. I don't even know if that's right, but there's like a.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, she does damage. I'm gonna make fun of that. I don't really care though, but I think that's silly. But wait, no. She deals 100% of attack as arts damage every 0.3 seconds. Wait. She deals arts damage equal to 100% of attack to a random enemy within attack range every 0.3 seconds. That's a lot. And she's like, it's not even the incantation medic mechanic where it's based off of the damage she deals. She just also heals.
Wow.
Wait, yeah,
you're right.
That's so much damage though. Wait. Okay. Well, 300 attack. 300 attack. We'll just go with that. So 300 in attack. 3 times a second. We'll round it up to 3.3 or 3.3333 because I'm lazy. So that's like 900 like damage per second, 900 arts damage per second on a bard. What? Why?
Well,
What
it
the
only
fuck?
lasts for 12 seconds.
That's so weird. What? Why is my bard doing 900 damage per second? What the fuck? Wait,
but
no.
Bloop.
No,
Remember,
I know fucking why. Yeah, it's because of the stupid synergy. Everything cares about other Ave Mujica operators attacking. That's why. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Everything needs to have like speed attacks because of the synergies. And I guarantee you the 6-star does something busted with that. Oh my god, that's so dumb. That's so fucking dumb.
Bloop. You have to remember when we talked about Hurricane, 1.6k arts damage is just quality of life. 900. I mean that can't even be considered. It's
on
nothing.
A fucking bard. She does. It's this like weird like 6-star roll compression shit, but on a 5-star. She does a bunch of damage. She also heals, and she also is a really good buffer. Why? Why does she do all of this? Now, yeah, it's a 12-second uptime, and it's like yeah, the cycling isn't that good, but it's like it's a matter of principle. What the fuck? Okay. So far, we peaked with the first operator. Wakaba set the standard so high, and I love how I don't remember any of their names. I have to keep looking at their open tabs to remember what their names are. But and the healing from this skill prioritizes Togawa Sakiko, who is the main goal.
I find it really funny that it says that it prioritizes healing her when she's not even a tank. Like what? Well,
we're gonna get into her. What is she? What is she? She's a guard. She's a lord. Imagine if she was a crusher. I would have killed myself. Man, there's a horrible timeline out there where this woman, this anime woman, is a crusher, and oh my god, I genuinely would have just fucking uninstalled. It's like, no, I can't make this my entire personality. I can't do that. This is impossible. I'm done.
Well, hey, at least her skin would fit in with the other crushers, sorta.
Hey, hi Lessing, how's it going?
A little bit.
Okay, they gender bent Lessing. It's over. All right, she's a lord. She has no sword. Don't care. All right, first talent, musical notes. What a good talent name.
What a name.
Wow, she sings? She does music? Wait, really? Do these like are these guys part of like a band or something? Like, that's crazy. I think I just noticed. I think they all play instruments. Man. Can attack continuously. I hope attack continuously becomes an actual mechanic and doesn't get like restricted to collabs like Mana did. Mana is a cool mechanic. Put it on something that isn't a fucking splashcaster, and I think it would be a lot cooler. Attacks will play notes that track enemies for oh no. Wait, so she has global range? She just has passive global range? For each note present on the field, members will ignore 3% defense and 2% res. 30% damage reduction. 30% defense ignore and 20% res ignore. So she just has global range. And when she basically when she attacks further, she attacks continuously, and her notes will track enemies.
Well, I'm not sure if it means that they only track enemies within her attack range, but as we will see on her skill 3, that kinda doesn't matter.
I think she probably has I mean, if you could look up a clip of her right now, that would be awesome. But I think that for how this looks, it looks like she has global range. And then when she's when she's attacking enemies that are further away, increased all of your Ave Mujica operators are going to be ignoring 30% defense and 20% res. Jeez. Oh, okay, here we go. The notes will disappear on their own if they can't find a target after 1 second. I don't know how quick the notes move. Each note calculates damage using her attack at the time it was fired. Okay. So I think, so I don't know how fast the notes move. It could be that because they disappear after 1 second, they might not have effective global range, but They probably move pretty fast, and they probably do basically have global range because she's a 6-star. And you know what we need more of? We need more AFK global range 6-stars. Never mind, she has no automatic skills. Wow, no automatic skills in 2025? Terrible. I can't AFK with her.
Actually, her skill 1 does automatically activate.
Oh. Okay. Each attack
Because
will increase fever by 3. Still don't know what fever is. If that's a stage mechanic. Oh my god. When the Ave Mujica's member range overlaps with this operator's own, their attack range is treated as oh yeah, I remember seeing this. She just has like infinite fucking
Oh, this is oh wow.
She just like yeah, I remember seeing this. It's like, oh wow. You can just like have this gigantic ranged lord that crazy. So maybe the notes will only track enemies within range. So maybe the whole point is you have to like build a grid, you know, SimCity style to get it out.
I don't know.
Attack speed of operators in range. Not Ave Mujica? Just attack speed of operators within range plus 16. Hey, remember...
I'm sorry, what?
Remember Monster? Remember how she gave 15 attack speed for just wiping your own ass? Now, you don't even need to wipe your ass now. You're given the attack speed just for taking a shit.
And you get +4 attack speed if you wail.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, okay, it's 12 normally, but it's 16 if you wail. Yeah. Oh, that's a huge increase. Holy fuck. It's a 33% increase for whaling. Ooh, get that grubby money out.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. And yeah, because of the Ave Mujica. Oh my god, her range is going to be gigantic because of her talent. Jesus. So it basically says
remember
all of your
how
Ave Mujica operators. Oh my gosh. That is...
But remember how attack speed buffers like Irescape does like +11 without
remember Angelina
unconditionally.
Remember Angelina and how her first talent says all allies attack speed +8 and that's all her talent does? Remember Angelina?
I have to look at Angelina's module, like what?
I don't know what either of her modules do except her IS mod, so.
Oh yeah. If you get Angelina's module level 3, you get a whole whopping 5 extra attack speed, and they have to be within her attack range. So you get the same attack speed as
no. Oh, poor Angelina.
Sakiko just has by default like nice.
Awesome. Still don't know what fever is. If fever, oh my god, I guarantee you fever is I'm not happy. Okay, plays 8 notes. That's descriptive. I assume that means attacks turn into octuple strikes, but I guess that doesn't sound cool enough. Or no, I think it sounds too cool. I think attacks turn into octuple strikes sounds too cool, and you need to make it sound less cool. So good job. Each note will inflict arts damage equal to 100% of attack that gradually decreases to 5%. Okay. Wait, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait, I see it. Oh, wait, never mind. This is a crit skill. I'm stupid. Oh, she attacks 8 times.
Yeah.
And then it goes 100%, 95%, 90%, 85%, 80%, 75%, 70%. That is still a fuck ton of damage. How much damage is that in total? Wait, 100 plus 95 plus 90 plus 85 plus 80 plus 75 plus 70 is almost 595%.
Does it actually say like how it gradually decreases? Because I'm not seeing that on the wiki anywhere.
Oh wait, maybe it's decrease with distance. Maybe? Could it be that
probably
it
just decreases rapidly per hit?
I don't know if it's decreasing per hit or it decreases with distance because they travel further. If it
Probably
doesn't
per hit, because if it didn't, that would be ridiculous.
if it doesn't decrease with hit, because okay, I kind of get the idea of making her a lord because when she attacks further away, it's less powerful, just like how lords are, right, guys? Get it? So maybe I think this might be the further it travels, it gradually decreases the effectiveness, but I don't know. Can store 2 charges, and skill will automatically activate once the charge reaches maximum level. Oh, so if you just... So she is AFK.
Yeah, it is AFK.
I was making a funny joke on how, oh no, she's terrible because I can't just put her down and not pay attention to the game anymore. Nope. Nah. Nah, 6 stars. During fever mode, this skill will be activated continuously. That's a stage mechanic, isn't it? Fever mode's a stage mechanic. They all have mechanics that only work in one fucking event that is never going to rerun. Hey, you know how, like, it's stupid that the chapter 10, 11, 12 welfares only have talents that activate in those chapters, which is counterproductive because in order to fucking get them, you need to beat the chapter. What if that,
that's true.
One event that is never going to come back? Like, it's flavorful. It's fucking dumb. Like, half of their kit is now completely crippled by the fact that it only works in one event. On top of the fact, like, I was under the impression that these guys were parasitic in the sense that they only synergize with each other. Okay, I will define it right now. What parasitic design is when something is designed purely for the environment that it was designed in. That is what parasitic design means. And the reason why that's not a good thing is because in order to continue that design, it's not a design that evolves with the game. It's a design that requires specific exterior things to be put into the game in order to have it work. And so in the case of this, the parasitic design is they have talents that only work in their event. You know what I mean? And so in order for them to get any use out of these talents, you have to be in the event. And so in order for you to give value to this like mechanic, you need to reintroduce that mechanic. Unless fever is a thing that just happens whenever they're on the battlefield, but that's not explained anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe fever is its own, if it's not an underlined mechanic, so I don't know. Maybe it's like, when fever reaches 50, all of your operators get a bajillion attack. If it seems like an event mechanic, it seems like that just is the event mechanic. I'm sure we can look at that. That's parasitic. That's stupid. That's intentionally crippling your operator's design for no reason. On top of the fact that they all have incredibly limited and direct synergies with each other. Like, why is it that Utenji just kind of looks really dumb and boring? Because she's meant to be synergized with I didn't realize it would be this bad. Like, you're supposed to use her with the other ones. Like, no, that's not how you design things. Things should be able to exist on their own, and exploring those synergies should be the fun of it. The game shouldn't just be like, in order to make this operator amazing, you just need to buy the other ones. There you go. Now you're doing good. Like, it's so brain dead. There's no way to, like, experiment with these operators because there is one way to play them in that you just play all of them. It's the same issue with, like, Abyssal Hunter squads where it's just like, there's no nuance to this synergy. There's no nuance to how this works. It's not like Yahata, for example. She, she makes Ave Mujica, like, while present, she makes them do more damage to enemies inflicted by slower fear. Like, a proper synergy would be to say that, okay, while present, all operators do 15, or like operators within, I don't know, just something. Operators do 15% increased damage to enemies affected by slow fear, or maybe some other mechanic that, like, or maybe affected by fragile. They do 15% more damage to enemies affected by fragile. And so now, like, Utenji synergizes that way, but you can also synergize with them with other operators that inflict fragile. And so it's not just so confined to specifically using these operators. Instead, it's something more widely applicable. And again, it's the same with like Misumi. She prioritizes healing Togawa Sakiko. It's like, what if I don't have Togawa Sakiko? Then you can go fuck yourself. Like, why not make it instead? It's like prioritizes healing the enemy, like the operator with the largest range. I don't know. Like, just something that's more natural, something that allows you to expand upon those synergies outside of just, you need this specific operator with this specific trait. Like that, like that's just stupid. That's so stupid. Man, like that's a huge, like I want to make a video on it because I really want to talk about it because it is like the idea of parasitic design originates from Magic the Gathering. So it's something I'm familiar with.
I kind of, what is kind of ironic in a way is that the Dollkeeper we looked at earlier, like obviously the synergy does help her out with having her switch back from her substitute faster and all that, but I kind of feel like out of all of these, she kind of stands out to being as she's able, like she's the least reliant on this synergy, if that makes sense. All right, getting back to what I was talking about before, our technical difficulties. I thought that looking at the Dollkeeper that we looked at earlier, is it just me or does it feel like she's the least reliant on this synergy? Because sure, she gets her substitute back faster, which is obviously a nice bonus of using the operators together, but when I think of the Earthshaker and using her with the Bard that gains the extra damage, all the collab members get the extra bonus damage from the extra hits, and she does a bunch of damage like every time she heals and whatever. I feel like the Earthshaker is much more appealing and or reliant, depending on how you look at it, to using the Bard with her, whereas the Dollkeeper that we liked earlier, it feels like it's more of a bonus rather than a necessity, and that is kind of like what you were talking about earlier, where you encourage the synergy, like, so it doesn't feel like the character is completely reliant on that, rather than being like, oh hey, your character does half their normal damage if you don't use this other very specific operator that now you have to build if you want to use them.
I think Utenji is legitimately that, in the sense that she feels very weak unless you're using the synergies, which I think everyone can agree that's shit design. And yeah, Wakaba is without a doubt the best designed out of what we've seen so far, because she can stand alone. Not only can she just stand alone, but she's the most unique on her own. She legitimately is a good operator outside of the context of like the Ave Mujica like thing. And so the thing is that having this kind of parasitic design where everything is so they're not reliant on each other. It's just having an element of their kit and having an element of their core design be for the sake of only working with the other operators is not something I appreciate. It's not something that encourages greater synergy. It's not something that encourages, like, they only work with each other and they're only ever going to work with each other. They're never really going to, like, there's not going to be any other way to really use these operators in a unique way other than with each other. And Wakaba is the exception to this. She's the only operator that you could just use on her own and feel perfectly happy with that. Well, everyone else just kind of feels underwhelming, and a lot of like parts of their kits feel missing. And it's not that they are completely useless on their own. I'm sure they do work perfectly fine on their own. I'm sure even Utenji is perfectly fine on her own. But it feels like the only way to really use these operators isn't to use like external synergies. It's purely to use the Ave Mujica synergies. It doesn't really feel that engaging. None of these operators make me think like, oh, that's awesome. I want to do this with that. I want to do like Wakaba is the exception. Everyone else just feels like, oh, like, you're really just supposed to use them in the Ave Mujica squad. And it's like, that's really boring. But yeah, we can get back to Togawa. So I don't know exactly how her S1 works. Let's hope it's not let's hope it's not decrease with distance, even though I think that's the most likely. Because if so, then that's 800% arts damage every 4 attacks. It's like, oh, you thought...
Well, I mean, it's not
you
like...
thought Ablana was a problem? Here's a lord that does fucking a bajillion damage every 4 attacks. Easy. Okay. Her S2, Full Moon's Dance, can switch between piano and organ mode. Purely there for flavor.
Yeah.
In piano mode, her attack is increased by 110%. What?
Yep.
Huh? Notes travel faster and will pierce enemies when it hits them. What? Will pierce enemies?
Yeah, so it's based...
110% attack for nothing?
Yeah.
You what? You put her down. Maybe she isn't in any mode in the initially, you know? And then you click it. And then she goes into piano mode, then maybe gotta wait 5 seconds. You know, that's the... I'm being charitable. I'm being charitable and assuming in literally the worst case scenario. You have to... In the worst case scenario, you have to wait 5 seconds to get 100... Or no. She has to attack 5 times. Okay. She has to attack 5 times, and you're rewarded with 110% attack.
Yep.
On a pretty much global range operator. Awesome.
And
awesome.
since it pierces enemies...
Awesome.
And since it pierces enemies, it's basically AoE as well.
If it pierces... Okay, if it pierces enemies... Because there's a life timer on the note, right? It lasts 1 second. If it pierces enemies, does that mean that the note will always exist for the full second? And she's just gonna... Oh my god. So she's just gonna have a note out.
And also the...
Oh my god. You know Thorns?
And
you know how you have to wait?
You
know how you have to wait like a good minute for him to have unlimited duration for like, you know what, like 160% attack boost? Something like that. Nah. 5 attacks. 5 attacks. Here's 110% damage and hits like 50 things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And the notes... and the notes travel faster.
Of course
so you don't
they
need
do.
To worry
of
about
course
the
they
duration as
do.
much.
So they just do a bajillion damage. That's so cool. All right, that's not even half the skill. That's only half the skill. Organ attack speed plus 140%, and notes deal arts damage and travel slower. So hey, if it's a boss, you know how bosses have too much defense. You know how it's like annoying to have to deal with a boss sometimes because you can't instantly delete them. Well, now you can just do a bajillion arts damage to them. And because they travel slower, the traveling slower does mean that they're probably going to... You need her to be closer to the enemy you're attacking, but that also means you're probably going to have more notes on the battlefield, which means you're going to be ignoring a lot of res. So, yay.
Yeah, and we didn't even look at her module either.
During fever mode, attack becomes double strikes when using the current instrument. Okay, so again, so fever mode has different instruments. Is it like what is it? Wait, when using the current instrument. So is there like multiple instruments in fever mode? We need to read what this is.
It means with her current stance, with the current instrument that she's playing, either the piano or organ, they do double strikes during fever mode.
Okay, I assume
or double the notes, however you want to say.
During fever mode, the skill cannot be activated manually. That makes me assume that like there is a piano fever mode and an organ fever mode, and it works like Villingstrom Ebhurst. Like that's like we'll have to look into that.
I haven't really.
Isn't it crazy how like half of her kit doesn't matter without the event? Okay, Waning Moon's Reverberation. This is her S3, and it's gonna be the best skill because it's an S3. And that is a range, holy. Attack range expands. Yeah. Attack uses both piano and organ mode simultaneously. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means that it means she does physical and arts at the same time.
Maybe the arts damage notes.
Yeah, it says it.
Okay. Attacks using both piano and organ mode simultaneously. Like, wait. So, like, do you need to like her S2 but her S3? What? Does the scaling work depending on her S2 or her S3? I'm confused. What if I only have her S2 at level 7, but I have her S3 at M3? Do I get the M3 stat changes? I'm confused.
Okay. Calm down. Let me unpack this.
We need to unpack.
So it is only dependent on her skill 3. And she fires 2 notes. One note will be physical, one note will be arts damage, and they both do 220% of her attack. The physical note will target the the arts damage one will target the highest defense, and the highest physical will target the highest res. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, that does. Still don't know what piano and organ means, but I guess she just maybe that's entirely flavorful and has nothing mechanical. She just pulls out a piano and an organ and just plays them. Or maybe she has a super. She has a super piano. It's both. I don't know. What the fuck? Yeah, reading the operator explains the operator. Hypergriff, did you realize that I have to like read the operator and understand what it's supposed to do, right? Like I get what you mean with what you're saying, but attacks using both piano and organ mode.
I don't know why they described it like that, but whatever.
That causes confusion because of her S2. That makes it seem like she gains 110% more attack and 140% attack speed at the same time. What the fuck? Considering
the current, shall we say, climate of operators coming up, people would probably enjoy that. If she did have that ability.
Wait, the arts damage notes have a fixed interval of 0.4 seconds. If it's lessened below 0.4 seconds, there are chances the arts damage node won't be able to appear. What the fuck? Okay. I don't know.
Oh no, she's not IS5 viable because she won't get full benefit from attack speed.
Alright, what's her talent?
No, the horror.
Attacks will play notes that track enemies. Each one will ignore 5% defense and 2.5% res. Stacks up to 12 times. 60% defense ignore and 30% res ignore. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. When skill is active, ranged attacks no longer deal reduced damage. Fuck me. God forbid. God forbid. Oh yeah, attack speed plus 12. When there are 2 or more enemies within range. Hey, Loey, you think that's going to be hard to pull off with her? You know how that's like
that's
a somewhat challenging thing to do. It kind of, because lords typically have multi-hit skills, so it kind of encourages you to use those. This is just going to be a passive 12% attack speed, I think. I think that's what this is. What the
So she gives herself 24... She gives herself 24 attack speed for free?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Cool.
You know what is one thing I also noticed? Is the range attacks no longer dealing reduced damage, I think, is only on her module.
Yeah, it is.
So they force you to pay 8 module blocks just to get that effect.
You know how that's... that's supposed to be a downside to lords? Now you can pay to remove it. I mean, to be fair,
That is so stupid.
It's a common thing to put on Lord's skills, but like, no, all of her skills don't do reduced damage, and it's not like her skills are busted. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't have, like, her gimmick is that she's busted. I don't understand what her, like, gimmick is. Her gimmick is she has infinite range and does a bajillion damage, and that her notes just attack everything. What a cool operator.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we need to learn. Okay, the fact that we have to do research on how the event's mechanics work in order to understand how the operators work. What the fuck? All right, what is the main event mechanic? I need to find it. Da-da-da. Oh, yeah, Virtuosa needs a mod. Yeah, she totally needed that. It's not
they gave her a second module for literally no reason. I don't understand why.
What? This is amazing. Friend slot is expanded from 100 to 125. Favorited friends feat. I can have favorite friends. Skill range can now be viewed in the operator status screen. That's good. That's good. I don't know why we don't fucking have that already. That's good. It took fucking 6 years.
It only took him 6 years.
All right, cool. What the arrangement of Georgette, me, Georgette, you what? The arrangement of Georgette, me, Georgette, you, used as the background music, only consists of the piano and the violin as the instruments. As per each character's canon media, the piano is played by Togawa Sakiko, while the violin is played by Amiya. Wow, awesome. What is this game? They're not even telling me the fucking event mechanic. They're only telling me the shit you can buy in this shop. How does the...
And the wiki doesn't even have the stages on there either.
They have the rewards. But they don't have... Yeah. What is it? So I was just... Alright, cool. Guess I gotta look up footage, how the fucking event works. In order to understand the upcoming operators, I need to spoil myself on the... I mean, to be fair, I'm already spoiling myself, but... That is... So we're never gonna know what fever is. Wait, can I just look up fever? Is there a page for fever? There is. There is.
There is?
Yes. Okay, when fever reaches... Okay. We got it. When fever reaches 450 points, when any Ave Mujica member manually activates a skill, all Ave Mujica members present will use their current skill for 20 seconds. So you know Leto? You know Leto? What if that?
Yeah.
But just all of them. Is this... Wait, okay.
And like you said, it's only in their event.
It's only for the Ave Mujica members and no one else. Okay, well maybe... Is it introduced and currently exclusive? Okay, well maybe it's... Maybe it's not exclusive to the event? Does it say it's exclusive to the event? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a passive mechanic. Represented as a red musical note, displayed beside all members of Ave Mujica.
I don't know.
Fever does not accumulate naturally, and it's obscene. Yeah, we know that. When fever hits a maximum of 450, the next manual skill activation will activate all of them. Without consuming any SP. What? Wait, so they just get 20 seconds of free skill activation?
I guess so.
Wait, but Togawa has a crit skill. How does that work? It doesn't consume SP.
You can manually activate it.
Wait, does that mean that Togawa's like S1 is just like permanent for 20 seconds? She just plays 8 notes like constantly, doing a bajillion damage? That can't be.
I guess so.
That can't be. What do you mean without consuming any SP? Wait, or okay, maybe it doesn't mean it doesn't consume any SP. I think that means it literally just they will all activate their skills regardless of their SP bar. Is that what that means?
Right.
And then once it's over, they haven't consumed any SP. They just get it back. During the fever state, a unique background music will override. Okay, cool. So, the background music that plays during Fever's instrumental version of a song, the opening theme, and then if they're all on the battlefield, you get to hear them sing. Oh my god! Wow. Okay, so this doesn't seem... Okay, Fever doesn't seem to be a mechanic that's exclusive to the event, so that's good. However, it is also completely meaningless and only matters to these 5 operators. And doesn't affect any other operator, meaning that the entirety of the mechanic... And it's not like the mechanic does anything to them individually. The mechanic only matters when there's multiple of them. Wow.
Yeah, for the most part.
Wow, this sucks. Like, they just exist in their own separate bubble of the game. Like, they just... Like, they don't interact with anything in ARKNIGHTS. They just only interact with each other. And then you get the little fan service when you activate all of their skills. Oh my god. Oh my god. As someone who doesn't know what this is, I totally care. This sucks. I find it really funny how we peaked. We peaked with the green girl. But when we went into this, she raised my expectations. Yeah. She raised my expectations so high. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually a really cool...
Yeah.
This is a really cool design for a doll keeper. Oh no, everyone else is really boring and not that interesting. And the 6-star is fucking nuts. And what sucks is that Wakaba is gacha operator, so if I want her, I gotta fucking pull for her.
You'll get the 6-star on your first pull, guaranteed.
Probably will. Elite 0
just because.
Oh my god, this sucks. And I'm
hey, then I can borrow her from you.
What's the worst part is that because there's 2 5-stars in the banner, and one of them I don't really care about at all. So. Wow, that's cool. That's so cool. And both of the welfares, I mean, I guess the ambusher's kind of cool, but like the drum girl, I don't know. Okay, I guess the fragile is interesting.
They're okay.
The fragile's all right, but like, I don't know. I'm not really jumping for joy. Wakaba is cool. Everyone else is boring. I hate their fucking synergies. Holy shit. The whole fever mechanic is stupid. Like, the fact it does... Weirdly enough, the fact that it isn't a stage mechanic kind of makes it worse to me. Because at least if it was a stage mechanic, it could have been something like, oh, all operators gain 15% more attack and attack speed. And, you know, like, they all activate skills automatically. Like, it could have been something like that. And so they could have interacted with other operators, although it would have been only in the context of the event. It could have at least been fun. But no. In order for, like, half of their kits to matter, you need to be using the other ones. This is worse than the Abyssal Hunters, because all the Abyssal Hunters are perfectly fine operators on their own. Some a little better than others, but they're all perfectly fine on their own. But these operators are like, holy shit. This is so stupid. They legitimately just lack talents. Like, why do they have 2 talents despite not being 6-stars? Oh, because they don't actually have 2 talents. They have 1 talent. And to be honest, yeah, that's it.
What for me, like, yeah, for sure. I am in the same boat that Wakaba is definitely the most interesting out of all of these. The Bard is good for Elite 0, but outside of Elite 0...
Like, yeah, there's nothing about her that is that unique or interesting, you know? There's nothing about her that I'm like, oh, this seems like a really cool thing I can play with. Like, it's just like, oh, she's a Bard. It's like, if I had her and I upgraded her, then she works fine as a Bard, but it's like, I don't know, there's nothing about her that is interesting. And I already have 2 Bards built, so it's like... I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah. And what is kind of disappointing in many ways is that the main reason why she's appealing to me for Elite 0 is because for whatever reason, the inspiration buff is only on Heidi for attack. So it's like the only reason why she's special is because Hypergriff didn't give that mechanic to the other bards for Elite Zero, because they're all on their skill 2s. So it's not...
Yeah, it's not like she herself is interesting. It's fact her S1 is designed a specific way.
Yeah. And I mean, her skill 2 being, like, more offensive, and, like, the way that it synergizes with the drummer, like, okay, but like you said, like, the damage seems a bit ridiculous, especially for a 5-star, based on our first impressions.
I'm sure it's
and
probably
just having...
fine, because typically it always ends up being a lot more fine than first impressions. So it probably is
suppose.
Fine. But it's just, it sucks that all of these operators are designed so you can fanboy out about, shut up, my device is added, stop asking me to set it up. It's just annoying that a lot of these operators exist purely for the sake of being comboed with each other, and not in a cooler, interesting way that you can expand upon with other operators. It's only with them. And so if you don't care enough to get all of them, then they're just not interesting. It's just really boring designs. It's weird because the R6 operators are the complete opposite. They're like the most interesting designs in the game, because you can get really fun and like quirky with it. But with this, it's just like, I don't care, because I don't know what Ave Mujica is, and I don't really want to watch it, and I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I love Tachanka because would I like to pair this Windows device? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. My computer won't shut up. I think... I don't know. But... What was I talking about? I don't... Basically, it's like, I feel like that the event... That, like, these operators don't appeal that much to ARKNIGHTS players, other than the fact that if you get all five of them on the battlefield, it's Exodia. Like, you just have, like, you win.
So shall I... Okay. So one thing that I do want to point out, and it's not a direct criticism of the collab itself, but the fact that they're releasing so many high rarity operators being 5 and 6 stars, if you want to build them all during the duration of the event, you know, you're gonna have to be like a player like me who has a ton of resources just stocked up, and also have all of the chip catalysts and the chip packs for all of these just to experience them like in the event that they're released in. And on top of that, as we've looked at, most of these operators, their modules, give a huge effect to their talents, and I really don't like that, because then it's like, oh, if you want to use the full band to their full potential, then, oh, you have to stock up like 30 module blocks or more, and spend all of those resources on top of actually building them.
No, yeah, you're like, I haven't even really considered the resource side of like the whole stupid parasitic design thing. It's like, yeah, if you want to do the thing, that's 5 5-stars and a 6-star, right? No, it's 4 5-stars and a 6-star. Yeah, 4 5-stars and a 6-star.
4 5 stars.
That, like, it takes me, maybe I can get 5 5-stars to Elite 2 in like a month. Like, let alone one of them being a 6-star. So it's like, that does seem ridiculous, but you know how it's going to be. There will be packs in the shop that you can buy that make it easier.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Get the module pack for only you know, $5 or $10 or...
Oh, but there's gonna be it's gonna be the super module pack that just so happens to have enough for all 5 of them, and it's gonna cost $49.99.
Oh yeah, that's... So yeah, that is something that really frustrates me, is that, like, oh, going from 21% chance to slow to 30%, just because you have the, like, just to max out her module on the ambusher, and and stuff like that. Like, it is so incredibly frustrating. Modules should be either a way to fix an old operator, to like give them a chance to be more appealing again, or like add on to whatever they do. They shouldn't be like this,
Yeah.
where you feel obligated to get them, and if you want to use the full band, like you said, you have to spend all of that and the module blocks, which they still don't give enough module blocks, because of course they don't.
You get 4 a
That
month.
is something I am still complaining about.
You get 4 a month. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, and then the chip catalysts, which they don't sell the chip catalysts like in the event store or anything.
We get
so you have to spend all of your red certs on that.
That's how many?
just-
That's 16 red. That's 16 catalysts for all 5. Have fun.
So,
You want to know something else I thought about? Is that they're all releasing with skins, which that's a bit new.
yeah, that too.
That they're releasing with
Yeah.
skins, but they're all gonna be 18 OP, and the 6-star is probably gonna be 21, even if it isn't like live 2D.
let me
Like,
look at the event.
oh yeah, they
'cause it
probably do have
actually
the price.
says
Yeah.
on the page.
That's wait.
Um,
It's an all-girl gothic rock. You know what? I was not expecting that. Gothic rock, led by 5 high schoolers. Yeah, that's what we need more of. We need more high schoolers and.
yeah, they're all 8. All the skins are 18 OP. So if you want all of the skins, which in my opinion look better than their E2 art, but I get, obviously that's a personal preference.
90 Originum Prime.
But if you want all of the skins, yeah, that's 90 OP on exclusive collab skins.
Oh yeah, if you don't,
So it's really-
if you
I don't
don't
know.
get them now, you're not getting them again. Wow, it's like the more I think about
Yeah.
it, the more I hate this event. Like it's legitimately like pretty predatory. Because if you think about like, because typically you just get the skins in the reruns. You don't get them now. It makes the Monster Hunter collab
Yeah.
look beautiful. The Monster Hunter collab, 2 operators, 2. And no skins.
And then both
just-
the Rainbow Six, and then the Rainbow Six Siege collab, like, sure, they added more skins, but I think on the first run of Rainbow Six Siege there was only like, was there only like 3 skins
I don't even know.
or something?
I don't even know.
There were quite a few more on the second Rainbow Six event, so it's not like uncommon, but I just kind of feel like I said, like the fact that it so heavily encourages you to build all of them, and then it's like, hey, if you want them to,
Yeah.
be even more special, well then spend the OP on that. So
Okay, I
don't
looked
know.
up Operation Originum Dusk. Just Tachanka. And that is the most
Well, there was a
valid fucking purchase any human being could ever put into an operator. In order to build Tachanka,
actually.
in order to build Tachanka, it is whatever resources you got to put into him plus 15 Originum Prime to buy the skin. It is essential.
Only 15 OP as well. Wow.
Yeah.
I know the Ash had a skin that was 18 though.
Yeah, well, she's... well,
So
okay, because Tachanka was a welfare, so it's not like you even needed to fucking, like, pull for him. It's just, like, an extra thing if you want to.
right, yeah.
But in this case, it's just like, no, they
Yeah.
they all have skins. They're all limited operators to this banner. They're all... Oh, shit. Okay, well,
I just
spoiler alert. Wakaba suffers from dissociative identity disorder, or DID, so that's why she's a doll keeper. Because she... Okay, so it wasn't what I said. It's not because she has 2 faces. I mean, she does, but I'm probably still right.
yeah, it's basically like Nightmare then, essentially.
What a quirky little thing. Hey, this... What a funny little quirk. This character has DID, so let's represent that by her being a doll keeper. What the fuck?
Honestly, your idea almost sounds more appealing to me
And
personally
to
because
me,
Nightmare already has that.
I think that's what it is in the show. That's probably how it's treated in the show. It's not treated as like some. It might be. I don't know. But to me, I think it probably is just like something more of a characteristic of the character rather than like something super serious. But damn, damn this. Wow, I was expecting to go into this and I was going to make fun of their stupid like talent synergies and just kind of read the operators and be like, "Oh, this one's kind of cool. Oh, this one's, this one's neat." No. One of them is cool. The other four are boring. And everything about the event is stupid. And it's made like even worse now cuz it's like it's idol anime. It's band anime. It's just like to me I feel like that makes it worse. Oh.
And another thing I want to mention is that like one thing that I really talked about since I made a video on Ablana was that one thing that I mentioned in the comments section was that quite a few 6 stars releasing since Ablana, like their main skill to me is like their least interesting skill. And often, well, not oftentimes, but quite a few of them also are counter to their kit or subclass entirely, like Monster becoming a true damage guard and whatever. And I have to say, like, from what little I have seen of the 6 star, like her having this giant range and putting notes everywhere, I don't know. Like to me, that's just not interesting. I mean, maybe it's just me and my taste, but it just feels like powerful in just a not interesting way. Like, what do you think?
No, I mean you're right because it's only Ave Mujica operators. But if you in order to do the fun busted thing, you need all 5 of them, and it's like I don't find that to be fun. I don't find that to be interesting. It's not exclusive to skill up time. There's nothing to play around with. It's purely just buy all 5 of the operators, put them all on the battlefield, and now you're winning. And it's like that's not interesting. That's not fun. There's nothing that you're playing around with. You're not making anything unique or interesting like you were with Wakaba. It's just she does the thing, but like really, really good. And that's kind of it. And again, it's like, what if we take Togawa and we completely separate her from the Ave Mujica operators? So she doesn't get the range extension. That is not something she does. So the defense in res piercing only applies to her. So what is she? Her S1 is an AFK skill that does a bunch of damage. Her S2 is an AFK skill that does a bunch of damage. Her S3 is just probably just a bajillion damage. Like, I don't even know. Like, there's nothing about her that's the moment you take away the Ave Mujica operators, what is she? She is a lord that does a bunch of damage. That's it. There's nothing else to her.
Yeah, and the fact also that she can switch between, oh, this enemy has really low defense and high res. Oh, I switch to physical. Oh, they have low res and high defense, and I can switch to arts. Like, that is sort of interesting, I guess, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, just use the most efficient damage type then.
Yeah, it's not something that you have to play around. It's just like, oh, she excels in multiple different areas, and it's not like you really need to work for it. You just need to wait 5 seconds. And the thing is that she's the only one that like seems to actually benefit from being in fever mode on her own. Because the rest don't do shit in fever mode. Or maybe they do, and we just need to recheck. But her S2, during fever mode, her attacks become double strikes. Her S3, during fever mode...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They don't die. They have the Spectre S2 effect. But I think that only applies to her. None of the other, it applies to, the S3 applies to all the Ave and Mujica. But none of the Ave and Mujica operators care about fever mode. Other than they
Not
make
really,
fever
no.
mode. So it's like, oh. Did you fall down?
No, that was knocked over my microphone for a sec. Continue.
Yeah, I'm re-looking through them. I don't know if any of them have any... No. Like, do any of them, like, do anything interesting in fever mode outside of Togawa? And it looks like no. Like, it is purely something to make the 6-star more busted. That's it. And if anything, the whole, like, idea of fever mode activating all of their skills at the same time, and, like, basically everyone having skill expansions. Like, oh, wow, that is kind of... At least that's a bit more indirect, but again, it's something that only matters to Ave Mujica operators. It's... Like, what specialty are there in these operators unless you use the whole kit? Yeah, none of them care about fever mode except Togawa. That's stupid.
Wow.
Okay, all right. I am. How the fuck did this fail to meet my expectations?
How was the very first operator? How did the first operator we look at is by far the most interesting?
Oh my gosh! Set the standard so
operator.
high. I'm like, oh, like I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, a defensive doll keeper that actually cares,
maybe there's something
that has
to
high
this.
defense. Oh my gosh, these operators are gonna be so cool, and then they're all boring. They're all the most, like, they're very generic. There's nothing to them that's that interesting. Wakaba is the best designed. Okay, if we were to put these guys on my 5-star tier list, Wakaba would be in, like, really sick. Like, she's, like, the second highest tier. Everyone else, I think, legitimately would go in not for me. I think they're the only 5 stars I legitimately just don't care about. They're not, like... Because the thing is, like, though, is that on their own, they're fine. But they are legitimately poorly designed operators. I think they're the first 5 stars in the game I would call poorly designed. Because they're so identityless. Except their only identity is being an Ave Mujica operator. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I think the ambusher, Umiri, is like the second.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Like the second most interesting, but the difference between the Wakaba is just and her is just, you know, like you said, like, the bar is just so high that even though that the ambusher, it does have some stuff going for it, like, I just nowhere near as appealing.
Yeah, like inflicting slow on an ambusher, that's cool. That's interesting. Not really interesting, but that's cool. You know, and inflicting fear, that's all right. Mm-hmm. But, like, that's it. And it's like, okay, a new ambusher with new status effects, that's all right. That's cool. Maybe I would build that, but it's not something that, like, excites me. But maybe I'm also just weird for liking Wakaba.
Yeah.
But everyone else, it just feels so identityless unless you're using the squad. And it's like, this is an event that only appeals to fans of the show and not ARKNIGHTS fans. Which sucks. Like, right. The goal shouldn't be purely to just get new players in so they can wail on the event and then get tired of the game after a few months. Like, it should be to make a good event. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also just the 6-star kind of just, like I said before, like, it just, maybe it's because I haven't seen it, maybe it's because I haven't used her myself, but just the way that her skills are described, she's just
effortless.
Sounds so boring to me. Yeah, well, effortless to, there's that too, but, you know, like, oh, she does the thing where she does both physical and arts, or you could switch between them. Like, yeah, that's kind of interesting, but like how she actually plays in practice, I don't know. Like I would rather use Chubai like every time,
Yeah,
even though that objectively this new 6-star is going to be more effective if you want damage.
because something that I've been thinking about, because I've been talking about this a bit on the just now, is that I've been thinking about a lot like 6-star design and what exactly about it that I don't like. And a lot of it is that a lot of 6-stars don't feel rewarding to use because a lot of 6-stars are designed to just not be punishing. They're designed to punish you as little as possible. And because of that, they don't ever feel rewarding to use properly because the skill ceiling is typically just very low. Their effectiveness is very high, but there's very low skill ceiling because they don't encourage you to use them in interesting ways. They just try and play it as safe as possible to be as acceptable and easy to use as possible so that everyone can use them. And so when I look at like Togawa, that's what I see. Her S1, like nothing about her seems like interesting. She doesn't inspire a playstyle outside of use all of the Ave Mujica operators. And that's what they all are like. Outside of Wakaba, they all are just use all of us, please. And that I was expecting all of them to be perfectly serviceable operators on their own. Damn, this is disappointing.
And as you talked about, like 6-stars being especially the new ones that we have been getting, like focusing on being as least punishing to use incorrectly in many ways. Like I think that is why I enjoy Pepe so much, because even though she has insane damage, her vulnerability is what makes not only her balanced but also interesting to me.
Yeah, sure.
To use as an operator.
I mean, I still think she's busted, but
well, I do too.
No,
I think her damage is busted.
Yeah.
It's just that
there is some element
that
to
her limited range. Right. Yeah.
There are elements of her that can punish you
range
for incorrectly using her. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you use her wrong,
her
you
limited
are punished.
range.
That's how it should be.
Talking over ourselves again.
Yeah, that's always how it is. It's just.
but yeah, like the limited range, the limited survivability, and everything. That is what makes her interesting to me and balanced. You know, in a way that these other 6-stars aren't. Like when I talk about like Eblana's damage and stuff, it's like, sure, you can argue whether or not like her damage is outlandish, or, you know, obviously there are more overpowered operators in terms of that, but you have to remember that her damage is in addition to having a super summon that, unless you're facing a boss, just basically cannot die. Yeah. So why does she have that huge damage in addition to her summon? Like, to me, that also makes her S3 like by far her most boring skill to use, because it's just a nuke. That, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of nuance in that, she consumes the other summons to upgrade the super summon, but outside of that little bit, there's just, like, her S1 is somehow her most interesting and fun sounding skills, but why would you ever use that when her S3 does the same damage as the best splashcaster, and she gets her super summon that she is known for? Like, yeah, so yeah. I think
I have some bad news. So I have some really bad news. We're approaching 3 hours.
Well, you can split the Ave Mujica's collab thing as like another episode if you would like. I mean, because we talked about.
It depends on whether or not my computer can render it. That's why I had to split that episode up, because my computer literally could not render a 4-hour video. So we'll see if 3 hours works. So yeah,
But I mean, we did talk with these collab operators like you were talking about the parasitic design and that they
yeah, I didn't know we'd be
are
talking about them this
very
much.
unappealing.
I didn't
That they
realize.
are very unappealing unless you use them all together.
Yeah, I did not realize we'd be talking about them this much.
Yeah, me neither.
I thought it was just gonna be a haha, look, they have stupid talents, but hey, they're kind of cool. Nah, they're kind of lame, except one.
What one out of 5?
Yeah, good job,
What an
Hypergriff.
amazing
You did
track
it.
record.
You did it. 1 out of 5, man. Let's hope the event mechanics are cool, because they're not on the wiki yet.
Yeah, I don't know the event mechanic, but considering that Dr. Silvergun said that he thought that the normal farming stage was ridiculous, like really tells you the difficulty.
Damn.
So that's gonna be fun,
All
unless
right.
unless you use the 6 stars. But
Man, I can't wait to trigger Fever with Wakaba constantly and have it literally do nothing. This is going to be amazing. In order for Wakaba to trigger Fever,
yeah,
she needs to... Okay, you get +3 Fever whenever she receives damage or elemental injury. It is 450 to charge Fever. So if I'm only using her, she needs to take damage 150 times. What an awesome mechanic. What an awesome fucking mechanic. You see, it's a reference to rhythm games. Because Bang Dream has a rhythm game that you can buy on the App Store. And you can... You don't buy it, it's free. I played it. It's kind of fun. But it's like a Fever in a rhythm game. Get it? Get it? Because you're doing combos, right? Because they're doing combos. Because they're doing, like... They're attacking a bunch. Get it? It's over. It's so over, Louie.
yeah.
ARKNIGHTS is dead. This is it. This is the death knell. Anime women with guitars.